Hey Gail, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great, thank you. So to start us out, the snippet that you posted of your song ABCDEFU amassed over 1 million views in the short time it's been uploaded. How has this success made you feel as a young artist?
Honestly, it's really crazy. It was really surprising, and it's honestly kind of at times hard to comprehend because it is just literally like through a screen. Because I was just singing in my bathroom, just trying to like make a song up, and the fact that people could actually like something that like I created is really, really just shocking and makes me really happy.
I love that so much. It's an incredible, origin story, and you have so much, so much, so much success in your future. And I'm so excited to see it. Tell us about your inspirations for this song.
Um, for this song specifically, like overall, I kind of feel like for me, the reason why I do music is Aretha Franklin. And she's always been such a big inspiration for me, especially vocally. Like powerhouse soul singers have always just kind of been driving me and been my inspiration. And then, of course, I started coming to Nashville when I fell in love with songwriting. And then I kind of fell in love with songwriters, and even like specifically like Julie Michaels. She was kind of a big one, even lyrically, just kind of talking about she has this way of making you feel like you're in the room with her, like you're having a conversation with her. And that was something I found really inspiring. Even Chloe Lilac, who's an amazing artist, I believe she's in Brooklyn, but don't, she also, I found her on Spotify, and I just loved her vibe. And she has this way of like, she has this like, I don't give a fuck, I just kind of do what I do. And I really love that. And her voice is just absolutely beautiful, and it has this really beautiful raspiness and soulfulness to it. And so I feel like those kind of inspirations kind of made me want to make a song like this. So yeah.
I love that so much. When did you discover you had this passion for songwriting?
Um, about 7 years ago, about now. So I was 10, and I don't know what it was. I think it started off. I was actually watching Disney Channel, and I would see these relationships happen, like these like breakups or people falling in love, and I was like, I wonder what that feels like. Like I would try and write a song that would like try and like recreate what I think they felt like. And even like nurseries and lullabies, I would always rewrite them. Like my family literally thought I maybe had like a learning disability because they thought I couldn't remember the nursery rhymes, but it was just like, no, I want to rewrite Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. My version's better. You know? um, so yeah, and it honestly it just kind of like grew over time, and I just started writing on my guitar, and then I actually started I really fell in love with collaboration and co-writing, and there's such a big writing and co-writing culture in Nashville, and I that's also what helped cultivate my passion and love for songwriting.
That kind of brings us into the next question. How is growing up in Nashville, such a musical place, really impacted your view of music?
I mean, it was so vital that I moved here. You know, like I'm originally from Texas, Dallas, Texas, and I love the fact that I'm from there. And but I really started becoming like a human being with the weird thoughts when I was in Nashville, because I started coming back and forth when I was 10. Um, and even when I would like go through the borders of like Tennessee, because we would drive once a month, and it's a 10-hour drive. And I was homeschooled, so I'd do my like school in the car. And but even then, I would always, it literally, and maybe this isn't the best example, but like I would literally feel like I was on crack. Like, obviously, I don't know what being on crack is like, but if I can imagine, because I'm just like, I need to come up with a song. It is, oh my God, I'm like, it's just so inspiring just being in a place. And it's really comforting to know that you have people that are like you, especially like where I wasn't necessarily with people that were always writing songs and wanting to sing and like kind of knew what they wanted to do. And even people would make fun of me for doing music, and it was just nice to be in a place where I knew that there were like-minded people. And also like because Nashville has such a collaborative community, that was something I really felt invited to as well.
I love that. I've heard a lot about finding yourself through like-minded people, and I've always thought that's amazing, that sense of community and love and all of that. Now, how do you want people to perceive you as an artist? When people think of Gail, what do you want them to think of?
I want them to think of vulnerability, honesty. You know, I put myself into these songs, and even if I'm saying like fuck you and your mom and all these things because I'm pissed, it's still like it's even there's a vulnerability in letting somebody know that they made you mad. Like you cared enough to let yourself get pissed off about it, you know? And it is sometimes scary to be like, fuck your mom, you know, like, but like everything I say is something I would say. And like, I really have worked hard on putting myself into my music and not letting myself like shut down and being as vulnerable as I possibly can be. And so I hope people can recognize that.
I really think they can. I know I can. How do you want this song to resonate within viewers? What do you want them to take away from it?
I want, the song kind of came out from a place, it kind of also came out in an extreme way because I was bottling up my feelings. I was, I went through a breakup and I was trying really hard to be the amicable ex, the nice girl, like the nice ex-girlfriend. I like literally like 2 weeks after we broke up, I'd call and be like, what's up, bud? Like, how's your life? And I really was pushing it down to the point where I just convinced myself I wasn't mad. And so then when it kind of came out that this person wasn't necessarily saying the nicest things about me, it kind of like came out in an extreme way where I was like, holy shit, I'm actually really pissed off that you remember that one thing you did to me 4 months ago that I haven't processed at all. Like, and so just giving yourself the allowance to be pissed off, like let yourself be mad. It's okay. You're allowed to have these feelings. You're allowed to be pissed off. And you can scream it out in the song. Maybe you shouldn't go to your ex and be like, fuck you and your mom, but like have that attitude of like, I'm pissed off at you and I'm not going to let you get away with the shit that you did to me, So that's what I want people to take away.
I think you're really describing such a relatable thing for, people our age and our generation and everything. You have that, you push down that anger because you don't want people to think of you as a certain way. I'm guilty of it, but shouldn't have to do that. And I love that. And I know people.
Yeah, I also feel like as a woman, like a lot of times if you come in and you stand your ground or maybe you disagree with somebody, you're so easily labeled a bitch or just kind of, you're never seen as like the boss. Oh, she's so empowered. She's really standing strong. It's like, oh God, she's such an annoying like bitch or she's sassy or whatever. And so I feel like that can also cause people to also bottle up their feelings and specifically women. So I also want that to be empowering of like, you know what, I'm okay with being called a bitch. I'm okay with it because I know that my feelings are valid.
Yes, I love that. I feel like in breakups, it's so easy. So many people point at the girl and go, she's crazy, she's this. People don't like to accept that there's multiple sides to a story. And I absolutely love that so much. Now let's talk about your music video. Tell me about your vision for this video and kind of how it came to life.
Yeah. I don't know what it was, but it was like, I was just kind of thinking of ABC. And I didn't even know like if it was coming out, the production wasn't done yet. It was literally when we first went into the session, we didn't even write a second verse. And the chorus originally didn't say like, fuck you and your friends. It was like, it kept listing family members. Like we went for them, like we went for the father, we went for the brother, we went for the cousin. Like we were going for it, like I was mad. And I was like, just thinking of it. I was like, if I were to release this, like what would be a music video? Like, what would I want to do for this? And then like, I was like, what if when my ex and like my ex's family is out of town, my friends and I film ourselves breaking into his house and trashing it. And I was like, wait, I really like that. And I literally like went on to, I do this thing where I like sometimes record my ideas just because I'm also like, I don't like writing a bunch of stuff down, like, because it was kind of a long-winded idea. So I was like, I'm just gonna record it, and I was just kind of like, what if we like, I don't know what it is, but creativity and food are like really, really close. Like, I don't know why, but I write a lot of like food songs and there's like food somehow ends up in my music videos. It's just like this thing that's where my brain goes for some reason. And so I was like, what if we could like bake a cake and have a cake fight? Like we could like, he always had a dog that I thought was super cute. And I was like, what if we got like a dog? We could give it like a shower or a bath. Like we can just, and I really love like VHS like videos. I don't know what it is, but I just love the aesthetic of it. Something about it just I find really pleasing and aesthetically pleasing. And I was like, what if we like basically like found this VH camera and we're like, oh, we just like filmed ourselves and then we just leave it on the ex's bed, and then I ended up bringing that idea to Jimmy Visco and he kind of helped the whole thing come to life.
I love that so, so, so much. Now, out of all of your songs, do you have a favorite?
It's like, I like them all for different reasons. I really do love ABC, but if I have the songs that are like out, honestly, Orange Peel, just because writing that song was such a fun experience. Like I made that song with some of my favorite people to make music with, and that was like the third song we all ever wrote as a group together. And it originally was like 4.5 minutes long because we just like would not stop. And also like there's some metaphors in it that are like I can make a man go like a motherfucking mango. Like I'm allergic to mangoes, and so I thought like when I found out I was allergic to mangoes, nobody could have mangoes in the house. Like even my best friend's family stopped eating mangoes and stopped putting it in anything or in teas, or and so I thought it was just kind of like a funny thing to be like I could make a man go like a mango, because the second found out I was allergic to mangoes, all of them just like disappeared. So there's just like little stuff like that that I also think is funny. And my favorite color is orange, so I just, gotta represent.
That like that view you have on all of your songs, these personal connections, they're adorable and I love it. What advice do you have for young artists wanting to put themselves out there?
Don't be scared to tell your truth and get specific. I used to think being specific was a bad thing, and obviously this is just my opinion. Like I don't have this like overall grand knowledge of all songwriters that makes me superior, but like I used to think being specific was bad because it could take away from relatability. And then I realized, like, especially as an artist, you have so many songs and so many stories to tell. It's not just ABC. It's going to be coming out. It's going to be a lot of songs. I mean, I'm only 17. There's so much time that I have to tell my story. And I have so many opportunities to put specific things in, because when it's like, oh, I went on this plane flight in July, and when somebody was like, holy shit, I did that in July, like that is able to actually like have a closer relatability. And you have so many opportunities to be relatable. And when it's like very specific things that, you might shut out some other people because maybe they didn't do that thing in July, but for the people who did, that means so much more, so that's just my personal opinion.
100%. That relatability hits so close to home, like you were talking about with the breakup. I've gone through that. So many girls have gone through that, where you just get labeled as crazy and all this stuff. So I think that people are going to listen to this. It makes them feel at home, which is incredible. Now, your music was described as giving emotional freedom to listeners. What does emotional freedom mean to you?
I think it's the allowance to feel your feelings and not necessarily try and shut them down. And I went through this point in my life where I tried to be acceptable by other people's standards. And it's even hard because I was just guessing. It's not like I knew what they thought was acceptable. And so I was just trying to like be this thing that I thought everybody else would like, and trying to be this pleasing thing. And that was not helping me be happy. I was trying to please everybody except for myself, and so and this might sound cheesy, but like do exactly what you want to do and surround yourself with the people who are going to love you for that, because that is so much more sustainable and reliable when you're like around these people who actually accept you as you. And like it helps you actually have a standard of what's like acceptable, for the way that people treat you. When they fully accept you for you and you do the things that you actually want to do. When you have somebody comes in, it's like, oh, I don't like that you do that. You're like, great, I know people who do,
You have this like understanding of your life and music and art and the world around you that is so incredible. And I love the way you talk about it. Gayle, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited to see everything you do. And I'm so excited for everyone to hear your music.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Of course, you're incredible. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye, Gayle. Bye, Tiana.
Thank you so much, Sydney. See you later.
Of course, see you later, Tiana. Thank you.